Hello, attraction owners. My name is Sean Paul, and I want to talk to you about how to elevate your online reputation status. It's probably one of the most valuable assets that your business, your attraction can own is your online reputation. My name is Sean Nemec. I'm the co-founder of Dingo Marketing and Sold Out Attractions. And I had to learn out of necessity. I spent almost $30,000 educating myself on digital marketing to help my business grow. I've learned that SEO is not nearly as effective. That's search engine optimization. It's not nearly as effective as it used to be. And it's a long game. Things are always changing and it's very expensive to do. Facebook ads and YouTube ads, I've had a lot of success with that, but the inventory has gone down and the price has gone up on those things, and they always change the rules as far as what suits them best. And I had a success with a lot of different things, but eventually everything stops working except the one thing that we're going to talk about, and that's reputation marketing. It's a long game, but you can see some fast results right away. This is the beginning of a 5-part series. Here we go. Okay, so now the results that I'm going to be sharing with you are my own personal journey. I have a show in Eureka Springs, Arkansas called Intrigue Theater. And we started it 10 years ago, and there have been years that were really a struggle. We've had some great years, but now we're on a track to have just absolute consistent growth. And the one thing that I want to impart upon anybody that runs any kind of a tourism business is I don't like waiting for day of sales. In fact, if I could sell not any tickets on the day of my show, I would prefer that. That is, if I can sell them all in advance. There's a graph back there. Maybe you can see it on your screen. I like to see them all in advance because that helps me sleep at night. But before I get to all my case studies and where I've gone, my journey, and how I'm going to help you do the same thing, I have to tell you that I'm not in this alone. My brother is Dean Nemec, and he has extensive experience making websites and directories for the legal field. He worked with Thomson Reuters. He's built websites and done marketing campaigns for universities and colleges. Those are not little clients. And now he's currently running a website with 4,000 locations worldwide. That's a huge undertaking. So as far as the technical side goes, I've got a lot of resources at my disposal. But then I also bring the expertise of the tourism and the entertainment and the attractions industry and how it can be applied. Because think about it, you go to a digital market and you say, I'm a plumber and I want to get all the people in my area to start calling me. That's a lot easier than trying to get to the people who haven't even come to your town yet. And you want them to buy tickets to your attraction before they start coming into town and seeing billboards and rack cards and magazine ads, because that's called intercept. You want to intercept people while they're in. No, you want to sell them before they even come to the town. That's much more difficult. And that's what I've spent 10 years and tens of thousands of dollars developing strategies that I want to share with you in this. All right. I've been after online reviews for 20 years. In fact, when I first got started, I had a guest book in the lobby of the theater, and people would go in the back and they would sign their name and they'd write down a comment and then they'd leave their email. I wanted to build a list. And that was crazy because I had to have the box office staff try and read their handwriting. And if they struggled at all and it wasn't easy, we would lose that lead. Even though it was somebody that wanted to be on our list. If we couldn't read their handwriting, it was over, okay? And we ended up with a couple of binders, huge, loaded with leads. And a lot of them didn't ever get used because they weren't easy to read, okay? So then you fast forward maybe around 2006, I purchased standalone kiosks with keyboards, and the screens were beautiful, and ran a little pre-show of our show. People walk up and then they enter their thing in. I had a lead magnet. I said I'd give them a little video of excerpts of the show. They had to step along. Now they're logging in, okay? But I still had to go to those machines and I had to take out the data and upload it to my list, okay? And again, this was before TripAdvisor, Yelp, the Google reviews, Facebook. I mean, people didn't even know about Facebook back in 2006, really. And so none of those things existed today. Now, all we have to do is we have to get people to leave reviews online, and we don't have to worry about any of that. Now, the good news is there's many ways that can fast track this, but you can't underscore how important this is to urge your past customers. But it's not that easy. It's not as easy as it sounds. Think about the last time you went and had a great dinner at a restaurant and you had every intention of writing a nice review as soon as you walk out of there, and as soon as you walk out, the phone rings, the kids call, you realize what time it is, and that moment is gone. And you move on with your life and you don't leave that business owner that really needs your review. You don't leave it. Not that you don't want to. You just don't have the time. So getting your customers to make the time to leave the reviews is critical, all right? Now, let me show you my own personal story. Last year, in 2019, there was no pandemic. We were at 100% occupancy and we were really steaming along, all right? I was busy. I was so busy running my business. For 10 years, I would try and email my customers afterwards and say, will you please leave me a review? And then I'd wait for them to come back or give me feedback. I'd ask for feedback, all right? I'd do it all manually. But last year, I didn't have time. I just ran my business. And maybe that's what you do, okay? I got 4 reviews in October of 2019 last year. One of them was a 5-star review. In other words, people that don't have a great experience are more than happy to leave a review. People that have great experience get distracted. Why would they take the time, all right? And that's the conundrum, okay? This year, after employing not just the practices that I'm going to share with you in these studies, but also using the automated platform that could be available to you if you're busy like me and you just want to hire us to do that. Again, no pressure. But by applying that for the same amount of time, 2019, I got 4 reviews. One of them was a 5-star. 2020, when we were operating at just 30% capacity, 25 5-star reviews. Think about that. We were only able to sell 1/3 as many tickets as we did last year, this year, and yet we got 25 5-stars versus 1 5-star last year. That, if you look at it, that would be like a 75 times difference in 5-star reviews. If you work out the numbers and say the pandemic versus no pandemic, that's amazing. So what did that do for us? We were struggling at the number 3 spot in Eureka Springs on TripAdvisor. We shot to the number 1 show. Number 1 thing to do, number 1 attraction out of 52 things to do on TripAdvisor in Eureka Springs. We are now number 1. And because of COVID-19, a lot of these other attractions are shut down or doing limited, and they're sure not doing what I'm going to share with you in this video series, okay? We're going to fortify that plane. We're going to build it up, and we're going to leave them in the dust. And that's the opportunity that you have to have in this series, is you can leap forward during the lockdown with your attraction, with your show, with whatever it is that you're doing tourism-wise or entertainment-wise. You have the chance to benefit from the lockdown. Now, I want to show you, I'm going to refer to this conversation I had with a friend of mine who runs an attraction. He goes, Sean, I really don't think that the online reviews are that big a deal. I mean, that's not how I judge the success of my business. He goes, what really matters to me is how much money I'm making and how many tickets I've sold. All right, well, guess what? Those two are not, you can't separate those two, because if you don't have good reviews, you're not going to sell as many tickets. And if you crush it and you dominate in your market, you're going to sell a lot more reviews. And what I'm about to show you is you're going to sell them way more. This guy that I'm talking about sells 60 to 80% of his tickets on the day of the show. Why is that a dangerous place to put yourself in? Because what if it rains? What if there's crappy weather that day? There goes your day of traffic. But if you had people that bought tickets to your show or your attraction or whatever before the forecast comes in, they're committed. You got their money. It doesn't matter. They're coming. And that's what helps you sleep at night. We want you to get sold out pre-sale, not day of. Okay, and online reviews are a huge part of this factor. If you look at all the places that my sales are coming from right now, you'll see I do pay for some traffic on a website. It's about $200 a month, and we do get a lot of traffic from that website, but really nowhere else. I've basically canceled out my Facebook ads. I've canceled pretty much my Google ads. I'm in a nice place where I get a lot of people from word of mouth, and I get a lot of people from that come back and they want to experience our show again. But look at these 3 channels: TripAdvisor, Facebook, and Google. Those are things that don't have a monthly fee attached to them. okay? And it's better than the ads that I'm putting on the city website, because all they're reading on TripAdvisor are endorsements from my past. Now I know this sounds common sense, but think about it. If they read a great review about somebody that had a great experience at your attraction, they're confident that they're going to have the same. They don't have as much resistance going to your online ticket sales and purchasing that ticket in advance. They come to your website pre-sold. You have to put less effort in your website trying to close the deal, because if they're coming from online reviews, they're already sold. In fact, with our show now, they're going to worry whether or not we have tickets available. And that's a beautiful place to be. So these tickets, these 3 channels, they're from pre-sale. And we spend less money, and now we're dominating. It's like a superpower between TripAdvisor, Google, Yelp. These are all platforms that you need to really do your due diligence and build up your reputation. And like I said, we're going to continue to work on that in this 5-part series, all right? So your online reputation for your escape room, your ghost tour, your museum or whatever, it's one of your most valuable assets. And so here is our strategy. You go out and you try and get as many 5-star reviews from your past customers. I know it sounds simple. We've got some great strategies on how to do that. We've even got templates on how you should structure your email when you're asking for this feedback, okay? Once you rank them, then you can use that to build your reputation in the different directories, not just on one. Obviously, TripAdvisor, if you're in the tourism market, is going to be your best bet. If you're a restaurant, Yelp and Google are probably going to be your best bet. But you use that to build your reputation, okay? Then the silver bullet, which is what we're doing, and not a lot of other providers do it, and we're going to do it in a way that is mind-blowing, is we then take your 5-star reviews and we turn them into posts, social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, Google, and you throw that stuff up there as a beautiful post. And then the people that like you on those channels, they like it. Now they're exposing that post to their friends who don't even know you exist. They don't just not like your page, they don't know you exist. But now their friends who have liked your page, you're expanding your brand, spurring curiosity, and you reap the benefits. This is basically it in a nutshell. How we get there, though, is going to come in subsequent videos. But the first thing that you need to do is I need you to click the link down below. If you're watching this on soldoutattractions.com, it should be just below this video. And if you're not on Sold Out Attractions, soldoutattractions.com/scan. I need you to put in the name of your business and your phone number, your email address. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a scan of everywhere that your business shows up online. Now, this is important because this way you're going to be able to see where your business is listed and where it's not listed. Now, we're doing this for a short period of time. These scans cost us about $49 a piece to do it. Well, that's what we charge people to do it. But you can do it not only on yourself right now for free, but you can also do it on your competition. Think about that, because then you can see where your competition is listed online, and then you can make sure that you're listed in all the places that they're not listed, which is going to expand your online presence. These are social signals, pings to the search engines that show that your website, your attraction is more credible and relevant than the person that doesn't have as much of a presence online. So go and just fill out your information. You're going to get, after about 20 minutes, you'll get an email and the report sent to you. Go through, look at it. And then what you want to do is you want to try and get your information for your companies on those websites. And now we have a staff that can do that for you, and it doesn't cost a lot of money. If you want that, go to Sean@soldoutattractions.com, send me an email, and I will hook you up with that, and we'll get you going with that. But this is just one step. There are more steps coming up, but this is the first step. We're going to cover more in the videos. We're going to talk about responding to reviews, how critical that is, how to take a 1-star review and turn it into one of the best sales tools you could possibly imagine for winning over new customers. How does that sound? Okay? And we've got a lot more surprises. Again, my name is Sean Paul of Sold Out Attractions and Dingo Marketing and Intrigue Theater and Intrigue Journal, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.